video from Chicago's South Side showing a massive tree that uprooted during last night's storm. This is on 80th and Clyde, and it's blocking the street. The end of the tree made it all the way over to the homes here. You can see it was a similar story over on 82nd and Yates. These huge trees and branches were told still down at this hour. Now to Lake County, where strong winds knocked over trees in the Fox Lake and Round Lake areas. Some of those trees hit light poles and power lines as well. Some of the worst damage was on Rollins Road. That's near the Grand Forest Preserve here. Well, as we get ready for that new round of storms that Laura was just talking about later today, many people are still cleaning up from damage left behind from yesterday. So let's go now to our Darius Johnson, who's been live in the Uptown neighborhood all morning long for us, scoping out the damage there that is still left behind. Darius, good morning.
Hey there, Marissa. Good morning to you. And in some cases, the cleanup hasn't even started. Take a look right now. We are here in Uptown. This is the site here at Montrose and Marine Drive. This large tree essentially uprooted out of the ground, ripped out of the ground during yesterday's storms. I mean, just take a look at how massive it is. This tree has been causing problems all morning for anyone who is trying to access Montrose, whether they are coming from Clarendon, coming from the east, or coming from the west rather, or even if they are coming from east trying to get off of DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Essentially this area, this 2-block stretch is blocked off for anyone trying to get through. It's already causing problems for CTA, particularly bus number 78 has been rerouted so far throughout the morning and even since last night because of this, and even drivers this morning are having to make U-turns to be able to get around. Now this is just one of dozens of reports of downed trees, damaged buildings, and dangerous conditions across the city and the suburbs after those storms swept through the area. Take a look. Winds caused a major travel problem at Chicago area airports. Take a look at all these trees that came toppling down at a home near Chicago Midway. Both Midway and O'Hare experienced ground stops for several hours as those storms moved through. The National Weather Service recorded a wind gust of 72 miles per hour at Midway Airport. That meets hurricane force strength. I know that's crazy to talk about in the Midwest.
It bounced on my head like that and it came back up, and I look back and I just see the kids I'm like, no, let's get the kids out of here.
Michael McIntosh thought he was dead. That is exactly what he told our crews last night. That was his reaction when he says he was driving a van that was carrying 6 children when that tree came crashing down on top of it in Portage Park. I mean, take a look at this. He says that he just stopped to drop off an 11-year-old when that tree fell on top of the van. The roof caved in, but everyone inside survived. We had a chance to speak to one of the children who was inside that car when it all happened.
Started crying because I got so scared and my legs started shaking.
Show that. And now take a look at this in South Loop. Powerful winds blew out windows at this high-rise building. All of this was near Roosevelt in Indiana. First responders had to shut down the streets to be able to remove falling glass and other debris. I mean, just imagine what it would have been like walking through this area. We even spotted large pieces of glass lodged into the ground below. Back out here live this morning, remember how I was telling you how people are making U-turns to try to get around this tree that has this area blocked off? You're taking a live look at it right now. This is what we've been seeing since we arrived here around 4 o'clock this morning. Many crews just trying to, or many people rather, just trying to get through. No crews coming through this area yet to try to perform any cleanup. John, as we get ready to pan back this way, we know that there was a street and sanitation crew that was here earlier this morning. He just came to take some pictures, put up some of those cones, and put up some of the caution barriers to prevent people from moving through this area while this is still here. I was trying to look on the other side to see if there were any crews that were ready to start cleaning up. That hasn't started yet, but we know those crews will want to get out here before that next wave of storms that Laura just talked about, and even that enhanced risk that we are now bracing for with those damaging winds that we've seen already possibly coming to strike once again. We're live here in Uptown this morning. I'm Darius Johnson. Marissa, back to you.
Still so much to sort out and navigate here at this hour. Darius, thank you so much. We'll see you in just a bit here. Yesterday's storm certainly packed a punch. This is a time-lapse video from one of our cameras over downtown. Check this out. It shows the clouds quickly moving into the city, followed by this heavy rain and the powerful winds that we've been talking about all morning long yesterday evening. Bouts of lightning as well. Those hurricane force gusts toppled trees, damaged buildings, and disrupted travel. And now, as crews clean up the damage, we are bracing for yet another round of severe storms headed our way later today. We saw several crushed cars here in the Gold Coast neighborhood. Parts of a roof even blew off a building near Dearborn and Goethe. You can see the front windshield of this SUV smashed from the sheer force of the impact. The strong winds also created this dangerous scene in Lincoln Park. Video on social media showing pool chairs blowing off a building and onto Clark Street below. Drivers were left dodging the chairs, dropping into the roadway. We saw big tree limbs crashed onto cars out in Elgin. The powerful winds took down trees and power lines there as the storms blew through. They crushed the roofs of several cars in this neighborhood, led to scattered power outages. And again, ComEd's still working to restore power to almost 200,000 customers this morning. In Elgin, thankfully, there are no reports of any injuries, and we are gearing up for round 2 of what is set to come here. Well, our nonstop news crew saw even more damage here in Orland Park. This is 145th and Brentwood, and you can see where a tree fell onto a house and power lines came down here. So far, no word on if there were any injuries in this case. Well, your commute to work should be okay if you use Metro or CTA. The storms, though, created a mess for commuters at Ogilvie yesterday. There was extensive delays during rush hour because of high wind and debris on the track. They even abandoned the schedule entirely, instead just were loading and going when trains were full. Keep in mind, tonight's storm could hit during the same time that rush hour commute again. Well, it is a similar situation in Palos Heights, where CBS News Chicago crews spotted traffic lights out after yesterday's storm. Strong winds also took out power poles at an Orland Park gas station here. In Alsip, we found generators running and tree limbs littering several yards and streets. The fire chief there had some advice for people still dealing with damage.
If the tree looks like it's unstable and it's a large tree, leave it for the professionals. We don't need anybody getting hurt from either the trees or whatever they're using, chainsaws.
Rough weather day today with multiple rounds of severe weather. We are going to be starting off with the flood watch. It's in effect here this evening until 11 o'clock. Thunderstorms were rough yesterday in terms of rain. We're expecting to put down several more inches of rain as these thunderstorms move through. So a flooding concern with 1 to 3 inches of rain per hour. And it's likely that many locations get hit for several hours here with these rounds of thunderstorms. We're still holding at a level 4 threat on a scale of 1 to 5 from Chicago all the way off toward the west, Davenport up toward Peoria. This is the zone that we're really concerned about for strong, long-lived tornadoes here, as well as destructive wind. A round of thunderstorms right around through the midday, but the focus for those tornadoes, as well as the wind, hail, flooding potential, really ramps up between 4 and 8 o'clock here this evening. Those thunderstorms move over into Indiana past 9, 10 o'clock, and then that is it. We do have a short break in terms of thunderstorms from late Saturday night into Sunday. We'll monitor that one closely, but things will be quiet during the daytime hours. Cooler, less humid on Friday, a high of 80 degrees, 84 on Saturday, down to the 70s by Sunday.